Welcome. Oh my god, wait, my chair is so loud. Sorry, we just touched feet.
My toe.
Okay,
wait.
Weird.
Ding. Okay.
Ding.
Our toe's touched.
Welcome to Red Light Conversations, where we seek truth and we tell it like it is. I'm your host, Anjelica Joyce.
I'm your other host, Sarah.
And hey, how are ya?
It has been a minute.
Yeah.
We are in a new house.
Yeah, second house together.
And it feels right. And we just need to jump in. We just need to break the seal.
So Sarah and I are, first of all, if you haven't been here in a while, we have like a whole new feed, a whole new setup. In a couple weeks, we're going to have video. Right now, Sarah is looking at our baby TV that has our fireplace ambiance scene.
You guys will love it.
Don't
worry.
We're going to try this new thing where we just turn our entire show into a review show. Not just movies. We review anything. And Sarah came up with a brilliant idea called pop culture.
I just like to talk. I want to talk about every single thing that my eyeballs are viewing on the screen, and that has caused a lot of hesitance towards watching things because I need to get somebody's opinion immediately. What did we just watch? And I've finally broken that recently in the past couple weeks, and we need to talk about things.
I mean, you've been consuming quite a bit of media, girl. She basically came to me and was like, I'm trying to just learn everything I can.
Did you know?
Did I know?
That Mr. Deeds, Adam Sandler's Mr. Deeds, is actually a remake of a 1930s movie.
No.
30s or 40s. I looked at a lot today, so please excuse.
Well,
but
Sarah and I have been on this
it's a remake
journey of finding out quite a bit of our favorite recent movies, like after the 2000s or so, are remakes of a lot of things.
And I think that started with The Crazies and The Wicker Man.
And The Wicker Man.
I still haven't seen the original The Crazies. If you haven't seen the remake, highly recommend. We will talk about soon. Probably one of the betters that I put on the list of what Anjelica was just talking about, which is Summerween. We are trying to do a Summerween fill-in. So please tell them what they... Tell them what they've missed from us.
So Sarah comes to me one day and says that there's the new thing that's happening is Summerween, where people are like celebrating more Halloween stuff during
capitalism.
You know, because of capitalism, like most things.
Yum.
Become a thing. And so we started curating weeks of movies for each other based on either genres or years or
anything our heart
my
really
favorite
wants to
where
really
I
show.
Did like that weird niche eye week where it was very like, because we got May out of that 2002.
One of the best.
Because if you've ever seen May, then you know that she's basically kind of a Dr. Frank, or is it a Dr. Professor Frank?
Dr. Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah. She's like a Dr. Frankenstein, but female. She gets those hands she wants, Sarah.
She knows what she wants, and she gets after it. A girl has a hobby. Can you blame her?
Nope, not in that movie. I gave it 5 stars. And that,
you did?
I did give it 5 stars, yeah. So we were just doing stuff like that, but I think one of the weeks that really unlocked stuff for us was when I did 70s week.
Yeah. Dr. Fibes. He is currently on my Letterboxed top 4.
Yeah, the abominable Dr. Fibes.
Rotation.
So if it's not clear yet, Sarah is a big fan of Frankenstein. So I feel like we've been seeking a lot of Frankenstein media.
Yeah.
And so when I was looking up 70s week, I literally did like 1971 to 75. And we did that. We did that weird killer baby movie.
Which ties it in because South Park references that movie.
Do they?
South Park eventually references a scene in the movie It's Alive, which Anjelica had put on the 1970s list. Horrible movie.
Horrible movie.
Horrible movie.
Like, the premise is that they get pregnant and then the lady literally gives birth to a monster that, like, starts, like,
killing people. I'm gonna kill people because I'm a monster and I'm a baby and I'm mad. I'm killing.
Mad baby. So it was real bad. That brings us right back around to so basically we've been watching a lot of media. And I think it's important for us to then say that we did come up with a new rating system.
Yeah, a more defined system for what these stars truly mean. And even as I'm thinking of the names of them recently, I've even kind of rounded it out for myself to mean a little bit more.
Yeah, because we I don't know, I think we recognized that it's kind of hard to give stars to things if we don't know exactly what we're rating. So we essentially came up with 5 categories that Sarah and I focus on, that if they're all top notch, it's 5-star. Otherwise, it's just not. And that's okay. So, plot. Mm-hmm. Plot's always going to be important. We got to know, like, what the narrative is here. What is the whole point?
Is it cohesive?
Yeah. Is it cohesive? Which takes us, like, right into dialogue, because Sarah and I often talk about dialogue being very important, because does it keep our interest? Does it all fit together? Dialogue
also gives that space for the actors, which brings us to chemistry. Because I always think chemistry with the camera, chemistry with each other, chemistry with the script itself. Because a lot of times I'm listening to interviews that celebrities have that are right for roles and that are wrong for the roles. And the way that they talk about the script and how they want to handle it. Sometimes the writing isn't the best. But if you put a good person in there, they can run with it. So, chemistry. Which I guess to kind of bring it back to dialogue real quick, I was going to say, because it's also important, like, anywhere from, like, the dialogue being tight and interesting to, like, how Sarah and I have been talking a lot about lately, episodes and movies that have no sound. Like Hush. Like the movie Hush. Because Sarah... I'm always going to think about Buffy.
And why are you always going to think about Buffy?
Because you did it to me.
Because I did it to you.
To me.
Because I did it to you. Because the last time that Sarah and I tried to record, she looked at me and said, "What do? You always just bring up Buffy everything." And since then, Sarah has...
all I do is talk about Buffy.
All she does is talk about Buffy because she's had her Buffy watch.
I will be putting on my Letterboxd a little PS, episode blah blah blah, season blah blah blah, Buffy probably, because it always is going to reference back, just like The Office for me.
The Office.
It's like that in my brain now.
And once we finish it, Supernatural, because I'm here to tell you that Supernatural just ripped off every single thing that Buffy ever made great.
I mean, you could say that about Charmed.
You could say that about Charmed.
I hear that about a lot of Charmed fans. To be fair, whatever you want to call it, exclaimer. I have not seen Charmed, so I can't talk any shit.
I definitely have seen Charmed. Hey, remember that one time that you bought me all of Charmed on DVD?
The minute you say something you like, my autism fixates and goes, must find.
So we've got plot, dialogue, and chemistry. Which brings us to 2 of the most important things, I think, that we always come up against. Directing and the set, the way it looks.
And truthfully, I want to say that look is probably one of the easiest things, one of the easiest stars that I'll give.
I agree.
I've been trying to put what category I'm giving each star in my Letterboxd as well, and I'm noticing look is a very general, you did a good job. It's really hard for you not to get that star.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's only every once in a while that you and I really take off for the way it looks.
Especially if you have a big budget.
Especially if you have a big budget. Your stuff should look
costumes,
so good.
Good makeup, good everything. I'm talking mwah.
Yeah.
You know?
Because we did watch a lot of low budget stuff that ended up being a pretty good, like Hatchet.
And usually you see that being one location.
Yeah.
One location, two locations, or as much natural outside as you can.
You can tell that they only had so many hours for the day and they tried to get as much out of the space as
100%.
possible.
Hatchet is also a trilogy. I think maybe you could call it more than that, but franchise. That we will definitely want to speak about. Dare I say, close to better than Friday the 13th? But we'll get into that.
We will, because Sarah and I have fully come out on Friday the 13th is fine, but then she smacked me in the face with Sleepaway Camp, and I've never been the same.
Yeah.
That was probably the best series to come out of our Summerween series that we were watching. Fantastic, because then that brings us to directing, because let's talk about it.
Directing is going to be the hardest star for me.
Sarah always takes off for directing, because in our team, she's the producer.
Any little flaw that I feel that I have with the plot, I take a second and I go back and I'm like, is it the one little detail, or is it integral to the plot to where I can't take it out no matter what and I still hate it? Because then I'm taking off her plot. But if it's something that the director chose, he saw, and he's like, that's fine. You're done. You're done, buddy.
In our duo, I guess I'll end up being like our main writer probably, and then Sarah and I will direct together whatever we do. I'm always taking off for plot, because if it doesn't fully make sense at the end and I have too many questions, like, that's a problem, and it's always a problem for me. So that's our rating system. So that's dialogue, plot, chemistry, directing, and setting. Those are the 5 things by which we rate. Mm-hmm. So now we're going to get into a pop culture, because Sarah has presented to me and has her new fixation, because we have gone through many fixations together as far as television is concerned, is South Park.
And it's funny that this is the one that is landing on our roulette wheel, if you will, of when we're ready to record, because I have started since Anjelica and I have lived together, I have started my show fixations as... Oh, God, what did it even start with?
Okay, so we started with my 600-pound life.
It started that.
I really do feel like, because that was like when everybody was coming over. Like, Wilby would get uncomfortable when he would come over and watch it
when they were cutting
us.
into people, to be fair. Also...
But then also the emotional parts.
Baby. Yeah. Calling you out.
Hey. And so we watched my 600-pound life, and then after that, and
that turned into Hell's Kitchen, because then I wanted to watch people cook food.
Yeah. And to watch Gordon essentially yell at them and debase them.
A brief time we watched Love is Blind, which made me really want the relationship drama. We then did Before the 90 Days, 90 Day Fiancé.
We super did.
Drama. Jesse. You gotta pull your act together, man.
Yeah, that was pretty wild, too. And then after that was Sir Nathan For You, which I was very much like, what is happening?
Nathan, my boy. Nathan, if you're out there, if you hear this, please come on our show. They say that you gotta keep trying, and I'll keep trying.
One day, Sarah is going to stare you deeply in your eyes and tell you how much we love you, because, like, truthfully, you did that whole thing with the plane.
Hear me out, brother. You're hear me out.
Cake.
Hear me out. And you know, in the Peter Pan outfit, whatever, my guy.
Doing literally everything that you do.
Commit to the bit.
Because sorry, Nathan, to be so forward, but Sarah and I have 100% sat in our kitchen and talked about how your ex-wife didn't deserve you and didn't understand you. So we're sorry. We're sorry that happened to you, because you should come talk to us, because I would enjoy talking to you, and so would Sarah, because then I'd have so many questions about how you do so many things. So Nathan For You, huge in our house.
But he's probably on a plane right now.
Oh my gosh.
If you haven't seen, he also has another show called The Rehearsal. Check it out as well.
We did watch that a lot.
But yeah, so...
And then after him was Joe Pera.
Joe Pera for a little bit. Joe Pera, much different vibe. But
I feel like a lot of this you can find on HBO is where we were watching
if you're
it.
still streaming things, also cancel your subscriptions.
And then I think, I mean, for a while there, we definitely binged Big Bang and The Office at the same time.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Because it was my first watch through of The Office.
Yeah.
Your first watch through of Big Bang Theory.
And we will be discussing those at a certain point in time.
100%.
Don't worry. But if you want to see something sooner than later, you got to keep requesting something.
Which basically kind of just brings us to where we're at in our lives right now, which is
South freaking Park.
South freaking Park.
Trey, Matt, you are geniuses. If I could write anywhere close to how you write a show,
Talk about men that we want to talk to also. Hello.
I would be eternally grateful. You are geniuses. And we watched basketball, and I truly thought that you guys had more involvement than just being the actors. So, kudos to you guys.
Sarah knows that I would qualify South Park as a big kid show. There are some things that I quite do not normally encounter because of the way that they affect my brain. And I told Sarah once that I tried to do a rewatch of South Park and I only got through 4 seasons before it started making me have weird dreams, and then I stopped watching.
And usually you say that about a lot of my shows. I had to stop at this point. And it's fun to see just how far you go through or what you fixate on second round. Because second round, a lot easier to just tolerate then. And you do seem to walk in on the worst of times when I am watching it on my own.
I do get flashed with a lot of things from the television when we watch South Park, but I don't know. See, I'm from Texas, so I used to be very politically charged, and I studied politics for 6 years straight. And then I literally just quit cold turkey, kind of almost 6 years ago now. But every time we watch South Park, it's quite politically charged. And so I feel like sometimes we're also watching at the exact right time. We are going to be talking about season 17, episode 4 today. I didn't write the name down of the episode.
Oh my god. Oh my god. It's called Goth Kids 3 Dawn of the Goth.
Sounds amazing.
Quote me if I'm wrong.
And I think because this is your show, Sarah, you should give us a little tiny plot real quick of what's going on here.
This is the third episode so far, I believe, that they have done a goth-centric type of focus with the kids. I love when they make episodes that are about the side characters. We saw an episode of Just Butters recently. And we'll talk about that.
Name? What's his real name?
Leopold Butterscotch.
What do you mean? What a fucking name. He's my favorite character. Did you tell me I had Butters energy or Wendy energy?
Wendy Testaburger.
Wait, what's her last name?
Testaburger.
No, that's bad. Anyway, so we've been having a lot of fun watching this show.
And I was like, I need you to sip a little wine and watch an episode.
Yeah.
And just tell me what you think. And this is a goth episode about goth versus emo.
Goth versus emo.
That's all I can say about it.
Which is so interesting because, I think that South Park has a very unique way of being able to talk about, anything going on in the social zeitgeist. So, immediately they're on, the Edgar Allan Poe. Because apparently Edgar Allan Poe, Sarah, is the original goth?
He's a goth icon.
He's a goth icon.
He's a goth icon.
Because the episode is basically goth versus emos. And as far as I can see, emos, they're self-pitying, depressed assholes. Posers. So they are sad about themselves, Sarah. The deep down...
They are what's wrong.
They are what's wrong.
Think of the Pete Wentzes of the world, if you will.
Pete, I don't know who that is.
That is the basis for Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Fall Out Boy. Sorry.
He dated Ashley Simpson. He might have been married to Ashley Simpson. He had a dick pic that was released online at one point.
Also,
and he was the front man.
You know, I think you did know that I'm going to a music festival this weekend with Carl and his friends, and I think Fall Out Boy might be there.
I heard they're not that good live, so
I don't
let
know.
me know how they are.
I don't know. I will let you know because I haven't looked at the lineup, not one bit, because I want to be very surprised as to who's there. And then, okay, so that's the emo. Them,
Emo.
Yes. And then there's
basically all of my music. Basically all of my, let's just be real.
Yeah.
Basically all of, if you look at any of my like alternate, that's emo. Okay. I would say, I want to say Evanescence. I want to say that is goth.
Is goth.
Because people are going to argue with me on that, I feel, but I want to say that's goth. The world's fucked up.
Right. So goth, the world's fucked up. Emo,
I'm fucked up.
I'm fucked up. That's hardcore. That's some hardcore shit.
Poser.
And then but I do love that the main girl that we focus on, her name is Henrietta. All right, like a
leave me alone, Mom.
She's real aggressive. She's real aggressive, but I love that she's sitting in her room with the long cigarette stick, and she's just like going off. But then, so I guess her parents decide that she's got to go to emo camp, right?
They have horseshoes.
I don't care about the horseshoes, Mom. I don't want to be emo. I'm goth. So then they send her there, and then
welcome back, bitch.
Welcome. Oh yeah, which I told Sarah. Now every time that I ever come home or go away, that's how I want to be greeted, is with a welcome back, bitch sign, because that's fantastic.
Little baby goth holding it. My favorite goth, by the way, is the little baby goth.
Yeah, who ends up like conforming at the end or whatever.
Spoiler.
It is a spoiler. You should know that I will bounce around a lot, and you should know that everything we're going to talk about is 100% a spoiler. So she comes back, and the only thing that's really different about her is she's got pink hair.
No, she went from all black everything to a pink trim and a green headband. She had the fingerless gloves on, okay, and she had different colored nails on, and she used to have, I believe, black nails or like no nails colored. So major difference, Anjelica.
I don't think it's that different.
A goth would never wear that.
Yeah, they'd never wear that.
Poser.
But then like we go there, and so then we find out that they're like, well, maybe this place is turning people emo on purpose. And I don't know that I've ever heard it suggested that way, because there are obviously a lot of things in the media and news about Hollywood stars who end up at these, like, behavioral camps, like the Dr. Phil behavioral camp. I think of, like, Paris Hilton. And, like, what's her name? Catch Me Outside girl. What's her name?
Oh my god.
Bad Baby.
Oh my
Bad
god.
Baby. Like a lot of, you hear, those are like the most recent probably in social settings that we've heard about. And so I think it's an interesting thing that are they making you emo on purpose? Do they just send you there and then like turn you into a self-flagellating human, and then that's how you become sad and that's why you change?
I mean, lobotomy would be nice once in a while.
Lobotomy would be nice. Oh gosh, no thank you.
Numb.
Just numb. Do you think emos rule the world? That's basically what they suggest in that episode there.
I want to say that episode is about conformists. Literally everybody being fooled. Everybody in that episode was fooled.
Because then basically like the goth kids are like, hey, they're doing weird shit to us. They're turning us emo, and then they go to the vampire kids, which is like I guess another outcast situation in the school per se. That's different. They were like, hey, I know we're not on the best of terms, but they're turning us emo.
And that was featured, they were featured in an episode called The Ungroundable, where Butters would like to join The Ungroundable because he's always getting grounded. So that'll have to be one that
So
we
we
do.
need to be part of the Dark Knight or whatever.
Yeah, I think you would love that.
Okay. But yeah, then they go straight to those vampire guys. And then they, like, summon Edgar Allan Poe.
Of course.
Who just, like, acts like a dick the whole time.
Oh, you guys are such posers.
The summoning's weird, though. Like, what is Edgar Allan Poe really going to do for you?
I feel it's supposed to be because the goth quote-unquote community probably worships, if you will, or at least is perceived to worship, if you will, the works of Edgar Allan, or at least expected to like the works of Edgar Allan Poe.
I guess my only, like, experience with him is what I had to read in high school. I never picked him up, like, in my own reading time. But you've got all of Edgar Allan Poe's books.
I have one book that has all of his stories.
Has all his stories in it.
But one book, ma'am, and it is leather bound and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
And it may not summon Edgar Allan Poe's spirit.
It may not. It may or may not.
But throughout that, once we get to the vampire kids, there's one character that stands out, which you, throughout the entire episode, were like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I guess Sarah said he's like a character from the Warriors, which I've actually seen the Warriors. And I kind of have a vague recollection of it just being like, I'm not even sure what kind of movie it is. Like a street kid movie, you know?
But it is a grown man wearing a Twilight shirt.
He's wearing a Twilight shirt, which is so funny that we have a transition to Twilight because, oh no, Sarah, I am the Twilight generation. And I forced Sarah to watch it 2 years ago at our first annual Twilight watch.
And then we delayed watching it this year because problematic.
Yeah, because you know that part in Parks and Rec where Chris Pratt's character is like, I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, all of my interests don't interest me. Well, I was having that moment on the weekend that I decided I was going to throw a Twilight marathon. Twilight, Sarah.
Twilight.
So, yeah. So I think it's interesting that we've got all the goths, vampires, and emos in the same space, because obviously by the end of the episode we get to this weird plot where the camp is a dude who has a bunch of ferns.
Correct.
And
yes,
they're all from Lowe's.
And they vibrate.
And they're in vibrating pots for some reason.
Well, because they need to look like they're moving, you know?
Right, because they're supposed to be aliens, and then they're supposed to be, what did she call it?
They're just supposed to be emos. They didn't say anything about aliens.
Well, because she says that at the end there, Henrietta's like, excuse me, I have a plant spore in my mind that's controlling me and made me change sides like that. And then you remember when she's like, and then she like moves her body or whatever, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm cured, because they said that they killed the king plant. Exactly, because it's South Park, and you're just like, what's happening in this show all the time? And so I find South Park to be so weird. But you can ask Sarah that every single time it's on our TV, I stand there and I just watch. I can't help it.
It's like when you have a toddler that's like always moving, and then you put on like Yo Gabba Gabba or something, and it's just like colors and pretty and
you're having
dancing.
A great time.
And it's very interesting to see just which episodes and storylines, because I'll notice Anjelica will linger into going into her room and slowly go in to certain ones. So this will be a fun little pop culture ride.
Well, no, because then the whole catch of the episode is that Sarah is pranking somebody. Because Sarah came out and they were like, ha ha ha, it's a prank. And none of the plants were real.
Your wife, Sarah.
Pranked you, the farmer's wife or whatever, because they're on, I got scared, or you got scared, or whatever.
I got scared, and I've seen shows like that before, so that's
Like
so
Punk'd.
funny. No, there was actual shows like that were about, like, scaring people.
Interesting. Okay. I don't know that I can grade South Park the same way that I grade movies. So how do we grade episodes?
Did it make you feel ick, or did it make you ick or pick?
Ick or pick. Because later Sarah and I will introduce a segment on our movies that will... That'll... I'd pick this because it is hysterical. As a person who just catches these episodes because we watch on a platform that allows us to shuffle the episodes. So Sarah and I will frequently just shuffle, and then an episode will come on, and then sometimes I'll be like intentionally pick, and today was great.
What about the previous episode you watched today, though? Because you did watch that in your entirety, the whale horse episode.
That gave me the fucking ick. Like, goodness. But, like...
And I'm not gonna...
It makes me so uncomfortable. It was really wild because, like, all I could think is, they're not using kamikaze planes that way. And then they were. And then I was like, that's America. That's America. We can write and portray anything that we want into our media. And
It's parody law.
It's parody law, dude.
It's parody law.
And,
that's why they were able to dig into the captain of that TV show. What was it? What is it? What? It's not the Deadliest
they did
Catch,
Deadliest Catch. The other one was, I mean, it was just the Whale Wars show.
Whatever?
Yeah. Which I don't know that they have something like that actually on TV, but...
Girl, they put
Whale Wars?
They put his, like, frickin' picture. Like, his real picture.
Oh, that guy!
In the
Okay,
episode.
yeah, so...
Yeah. And they called him a turd and everything. So, the captain of that boat,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
As a great example that I would pick and, like, 100% ick, that's it. That's it.
And
100%.
99% I feel are going to be the icks.
Yeah, I probably.
Because when we watch, we're going to try to watch it chronologically, I feel.
At some point, yeah.
And then we're going to get to the Mr. Hanky episodes, and you're going to say, no.
I don't know.
And you don't even have to watch it. You can just say ick right away, and we can skip right past it. You're fine. But I can feel them, and I know that there's a good amount.
Okay, so here's my last question. In media culture, who are emos and who are goths? And I think the number one example that you and I had when we talked about it, ma'am, do you remember?
An emo is an Edward Cullen. 100%. An emo is an Edward Cullen. And a goth is a Mr. Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, because then that makes Angel the emo.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we have to... I'm going to compare vampire to vampire in that situation. And they're all vampire kids.
Yeah, they are. Literally our first number one answer is vampire kids.
Well, they're vampire kids, but I would say Edward's the emo. And then...
Because then, we recently watched Interview with a Vampire, which was the one movie that came out of our summer ween that I changed Sarah's opinion on somebody with whom she hates with 1,000 fiery sons. Sir Tom Cruise.
With 1,000 fiery sons?
Because Louis is an emo.
Louis is 100% an emo. He's an emo. He's a little emo motherfucker. He's such a little baby. He's such a little crybaby.
He is. Does that make Lestat, though, a goth? Because he doesn't feel very self-deprecating. He's very much
100% the goth.
Right?
And so is, what is Kirsten Dunst's character? Because she's a goth.
Claudia.
Claudia.
Yeah.
She's a goth.
She's goth. 100%. So, yeah.
Well, actually...
She might be an emo because she's kind of raised by Louis. She's like, she
She's
might
the
be like a
babe-
hybrid.
She's the
She's
hybrid
the
baby.
Renesmee.
How dare you? How dare you? Because you know what?
Tell me.
You showed me this damn movie and I fell in love with all the damn characters besides Brad Pitt. And I'll tell and I love Brad Pitt in a lot of what's in the box?
7.
I can give you a lot of Killing Them Softly. Great.
Yeah.
This is not
True
for
romance.
me one of his finer works if he wants to stand out. He's very meh, if you will. And I guess that has to be the character Louis. Fine, sure. But then we don't need a Brad Pitt in there, I guess. I don't know.
He's on my top list of ugliest criers in Hollywood.
It's
His
not good.
pinched face when he cries. He's so bad. Because then also in that movie is Sir Antonio Banderas.
Which is such an unnecessary story side. But the chemistry that he brings in it is worth it.
His chemistry with Brad Pitt
worth it.
is ridiculous.
It's unnecessary,
It's fantastic.
but it's worth it.
Oh my gosh.
We did it.
Hey, we did it.
All right, guys. Well, you're going to have a lot more coming. We have
A lot more coming.
so much content because we've done nothing but fill our brains with things to talk about.
For like a year and a
now
half.
we need to talk about them.
Yeah, I think the best thing Sarah and I did was just watch media together for like a year.
100%.
And so that's
100%.
why we're changing this show into just like a straight up review show. So
The stars that we share together, the stars that we differ from together. Crazy.
yeah.
Crazy.
So we're just going to plug some spaces that you can find us in. So one place that Sarah and I frequent is Letterboxed. Just at Anjelica, ANJELICA .Joyce, JOYCEE. And Sarah is Skywalker.
420. And if you don't, it's okay.
That's okay. Because then you can find us at Red Light Studios Presents on Instagram. And then Sarah and I very much want to hear from you guys. So you can send us any and all topics to redlight.conversationspod@gmail.com.
Be ready.
Just be ready for everything that's coming because we've got a lot to say.
And if you have anything that you desperately need to hear from us, let us know.
Please let us know.
Yeah.
Rate, review. We're on iTunes. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify.
Go, be merry, be free.
Go, be merry, be free, and
Posers.
stay weird.